I think it is more honest and historically correct to say that the uprising of October 7th was an act of armed resistance. It is not a terrorist attack, and it's not an anti-Semitic attack. It was anguishing, it was terrible. However, I would be very foolish if I then decided that the only violence in the scene was the violence done to Israeli people. The violence done to Palestinians has been happening for decades. This was an uprising that comes from a state of subjugation and against a violent state apparatus. You can be for or against armed resistance, you can be for or against Hamas, but let us at least call it armed resistance, and then we can have a debate about whether we think it's right or whether they did the right thing. Whether or not there is documentation for the claims made about the rape of Israeli women, okay, if there is documentation, then we deplore that. We absolutely deplore that, there is no question. But we want to see that documentation, and we want to know that it is right, okay? There is no crime in insisting that we get that documentation. But to see Palestinian women on the streets outside Rafah, dismembered and killed. I mean, my God, why is that not a feminist issue? The problem is, if you call it armed resistance, you are immediately thought to be in favor of armed resistance and in favor of that armed resistance and that tactic. It's like, well, actually, maybe not that tactic, and we can discuss armed resistance. You know, it is an open debate.